Hi friends, I'm Cindy, the Scrapbook Cowgirl, and I believe every family has a story worth preserving. For nearly 30 years, I've designed monthly scrapbook workshops. Every month I created beautiful layouts for other people to enjoy. But here's the funny thing, I have stacks of what I call naked layouts. They are completely finished scrapbook pages, just waiting for photos and journaling. So they're beautiful, but they aren't telling anyone's story yet, right? So one of the biggest reasons that I started this YouTube channel was because I wanted to spend more time scrapbooking my own memories. Instead of constantly creating the next workshop, I wanted to go back and finish the pages that have been waiting for me. So today I'm pulling out one of my very favorite workshops that I created using the Stampin Up Exploring Nature Scrapbook Kit. And instead of leaving these pages empty, I decided it was finally time to make them mine. So today I'm going to be adding photos and journaling to these layouts. And the exciting thing is I looked and this scrapbook kit is still available from Stampin' Up. So instead of showing you how to create these layouts today, I thought it would be more fun to show you something even more important. So let's turn these beautiful layouts into documented memories. So I created 4 double-page layouts with the Exploring Nature Scrapbook Workshop kit. I made a few changes to the workshop, and I also created a bonus 4th layout. So this is layout 1. So living in the moment. And then layout 2. So everyday adventure goes like this. So fun. I love the colors in this collection, and they really can go with so many things, but of course great for outdoor layouts. This is number 3, the Great Outdoors. So just love that one. And then number 4 is a scenic route. So this is number 4. So the wood grain paper in the background was added. So love that one. So the photos that I decided to use on these layouts today, I searched through my camera roll and I had a couple of recent trips. So in May, I went on a girls' trip to Branson, Missouri with my friend Kara. And then I went to Alaska on the Stampin' Up incentive trip. And so I looked at my photos and I decided that I wanted to use these for some of the layouts for my girls' trip. And so I printed out all the photos today. And so I've got this one, Living in the Moment, has 5 3x3 photos. So I was like, what do I want to put on that one? Living in the Moment definitely has an outdoor feel. And so this first one, we went on the golf cart tour at the Lost Cave and Nature Trail. This is at Big Cedar Lodge in Branson, Missouri. And so I'm going to trim these photos down and we'll talk more about the story and these photos as we go along. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. So have you ever been to Branson, Missouri? So gosh, it's one of my favorite places to go. We live in Texas, and so it's about an 8-hour drive. And so there's not many places we can get from Texas in 8 hours. If we go south, east, or west, most of the time we're still in Texas. So if we go north, then we end up in Missouri. And so we can go to Branson in a day's drive. And so there's just so much to do there. I just love it. And so I've been many, many times with my family. Carrie, my husband, and I go usually spring and fall, a couple times a year. We just love it there. And we have our favorite things that we do there. So I'm just trimming these down. I printed them on one 4x6 canvas, and then I put them in my photo app at 2.7 inches, and that fits 2 of them on one canvas. If you put it at 2.8, you'll only get 1 on the 4x6. It'll print 1, but 2.7 gives you room for 2 with a little bit of a white border. And so I, put in 2.75 and it rounds it up to 2.8, and then you would only get the 1 on the 4x6. So if you put it down to 2.7 and round down, you'll get 2 and a better use of your photo paper. Whoops, I cut that one a little close. You need to pay attention. Talking too much. So let me trim these down. So yeah, love going to Branson. I like going in the spring and fall because it's a little cooler. They have hot, humid summers like we do in Texas. So we usually like going like April and October. And so it's the Ozark Mountains, and there's 2 big lakes there, Table Rock and Lake Taneycomo. And so many activities, so many things to do. And so I had been wanting to take my friend Kara and go on a girls trip. So we planned and saved and went for about 5 days. I think we left on a Wednesday and came back Sunday evening. And so it was super fun, and fun to show someone all the things that you love, all the things there is to do. And so this is us on the golf cart. And so when I go, my husband always drives the golf cart. And so I was a little nervous about being the driver this time, but it was fine. So you're going through caves and cross bridges and crossing creeks, and they're under waterfalls, so many things. And so yeah, I was a little nervous, but it was fine. But it's just so beautiful to drive through there. So this is a waterfall. This is a bridge that you cross. Yeah, I may do a flip flap here, or I'd need to decide on one photo. So this is us getting in our golf cart and all excited, and then taking off down their paved paths, but through the mountains and the trees. And you can park and get out and, take photos and all that. And then when you go through the cave, they have the bat bar. And so you used to have to purchase, if you wanted a drink, you could get soda or a drink or water or whatever in the cave at the bat bar. And this last time we went, your beverage was included in your ticket price. So that was a fun thing. And so we both got a cocktail. It's in a can. It was cold. And of course, we had to pose for our pictures there, right? I don't know. I think I'll put that one there. So I'm going to get my adhesive and tack those down. And I think that I am going to do my journaling all at once and get all the journaling done on these pages. And then I'll do that off camera, and then I'll post still shots on my Instagram and Facebook so you can see what it looks like after I get the journaling on there. So luckily, my friend Kara, she is a scrapbooker. So always fun to travel with another scrapbooker because you actually get photos, right? My husband never thinks to take photos of me unless I ask. And so Kara and I took tons of pictures, and then, we shared and take pictures of each other and together and all of that. And Kara brought a selfie stick that she had just purchased this time. So we got pictures a little farther away, so it's not just ahead. So that was super fun. So lots of photos to scrapbook. All right. So these have a white mat underneath, and then I left a little bit of white border on the photos when I printed them. So how fast was that, you guys? So completed layout, just need to add journaling. And so that'll be super easy. I think I'll just put the date there. This was May of 2026, so not very long ago. So super fun. Could also do a little journaling on these. So like I said, I think I'll do the journaling after I film today, and then I'll add still shots of the layouts on my social media so you can see how it looks with the journaling. But how fast and easy was that? All right, so how about we do the next one? So quick and easy. The thing that changes the game is being able to print your photos at home. And so as I've mentioned in my videos before, I use the Epson PM400 and a Red River photo paper, and that gives me beautiful prints, and I can print them any size that I want, and that makes it super easy because as you go through, you need a 4x6, a 3x4, 4x6, 3x4, 3x4. You can just print whatever size you need and put them right on. So I'm going to pull out the photos for this layout and we'll get them adhered. Okay, let's do layout 2. So the title is Everyday Adventure. And this wordy bit here, view from the top, kind of gave me a clue for which photos that I wanted to use on this one. And so one night, Kara and I went to the sunset ceremony at Top of the Rock, which is also at Big Cedar Lodge. And we got a drink, and it's up on top of the mountain. And they have bagpipe player that plays for the sunset ceremony up there. It's really cool. Fire in a fire pit. And then they fire Civil War cannons over the lake. And so that's really cool. And so I think I'm going to put that in a flip flap. So put that one down and then add our bagpipe player in the flip flap. This is Kara and I up at Top of the Rock, and there's Table Rock Lake in the background there. And so such a beautiful evening. So the weather was great. So I'm going to have to pop up some foam tape right on the corner there to get those photos under. So I always try to leave the edges loose on most things so that I can add my photos easily afterwards. I'll have to pop that in there. So it says you are here. And then these 3x4s, this is a statue up there at Top of the Rock of the Indian on the horse with the arrow, and then another photo of the sunset over the lake. It was absolutely beautiful. And so I think these photos look really good on this layout with these outdoor nature colors. So place for journaling here, and this is a place for like a list top 5. So I'll have to think about what I want to write there. So this one's got a little foam tape under the sticker there too. So squeak. Make sure I can get my photo under there. So have you ever been on a girls' trip? So I don't travel with the girls except for like Stampin' Up events. You know, we spend time together like on stage or convention or team retreats, but not really traveling together for the most part. So hadn't done a girls' trip in a long time, and Kara and I had so much fun together. And like I said, with another scrapbooker, you know, get lots and lots of photos and accountability. I journal every night, and so when we'd get back to our cabin, we'd, you know, relax and write in our journal. And so a lot of times on vacation, I will, you know, get lazy or tired and not do my journaling and then have to catch up when I get home. And so those memories are so much clearer and more detailed when you do it, you know, right when it happens. And so I'm thankful for Kara and that we did our journaling so that I have that to look at and refer back to. So this is a 3x4 flip flap. And so Stampin' Up! Carries flip flaps in, I think, 4 different sizes. And so I like to attach my flip flaps on the outside of the page protector. You can also attach them right to your page and then cut a slit in your page protector. But I don't really like to do that, so I put them right on top. And so it has an adhesive strip right here that just folds over. And then you peel off the paper. And then it has the sticky, with my fingernails, the sticky adhesive there that sticks to your page protector. I'm going to probably add some extra journaling in there, so I'm not going to adhere that right now. And like I said, I put it on after my page is in the page protector. All right, let's get this photo adhered. So if you've never been to Branson, Missouri, it's so much fun, such a great place for a family trip or a girls trip, couples trip. And if you don't know what there is to do there, I'd be happy to answer any questions. I have a huge list of favorites. So the golf cart tour at Top of the Rock is one of my favorites. And then we're going to do another one on one of these other layouts of my favorite places there to go. And then this one, the Sunset Ceremony, there's a really nice restaurant up there. So if you want to have a nice dinner at the Osage restaurant, it is a special occasion restaurant, I would say. Make sure that white on white, I can see my borders there. But Carrie and I have gone to Osage for our anniversary dinners a few times in April. And then I took my mom with us one time, and so I took my mom there as well. But it's a very nice restaurant, and it has this view. There's also a golf course. I don't know if you can see that down below. Johnny Morris owns this property, and so everything he touches seems to turn to gold, and he has beautiful, beautiful properties and takes really good care of them. So how fast is that, except for writing a little bit of journaling? Got a layout completed instead of a naked layout. So I'm excited for my friend Kara to see these because I don't think she's scrapbooked our trip yet. So fun to get started. All right, so that's layout 2. Let's move on to layout 3. Let's set my flip flap aside so it doesn't get lost. Aren't these just beautiful layouts? I said the papers are just gorgeous. I just love them. All right, let's reach for number 3. So another outdoor layout, and the base on this one is Secret Sea in this dark blue, and it's a great neutral, and I just love that color. Great for masculine outdoor water layouts. It's a beautiful color. All right, let me grab my photos for this layout. So this is another one of my very favorite things to do in Branson. So this is Dogwood Canyon Nature Park, another Johnny Morris property. And so there is buffalo and elk and fish and waterfalls and creeks. You can walk it, hike it, bike it. They have horseback riding there, and you can also take the tram, and you can do a private tour like on a Jeep. And so Carrie and I have done the private tour a couple times, like for anniversaries and birthdays and things like that. And it's you and the guide, and that's it. And so then the tram has, I don't know, 20 to 30 people on it. And the driver drives like a big SUV and pulls the tram. And then you stop at all the photo spots And so Kara and I did the tram. I think it's one of the best ways to get to see the park for the first time, because the guide tells you all about it so that you learn all the details. And so it actually crosses from Missouri into Arkansas. So you cross the state line on the tram, which is really fun. And there's a cool sign that says, you know, welcome to Arkansas. I'm going to have to lift that one a little bit more. My Explorer sticker. So this photo right here is of a white buffalo. I think his name is Dakota. And this beautiful photo here is, I think they call these weirs. And so the creek comes down like 7 different waterfalls. And so it's just gorgeous there. I just love it. And then Kara and I standing in front of one of the waterfalls. And this was our guide, and he was a character. And he's feeding the golden trout. And so they put the fish food in there and the fish swarm, and it makes for great photos, right? But he was a character, and I'll have to look up his name from my journaling to add. But he was a funny one and liked, you know, to tell fun stories. So I'm just using my spatula to lift the edge of that foam tape that I have the stickers up on. So those are little boogers are tight in there, but get them under there. All right. So I think these pictures look so good on here. So you'll have to tell me what you think. As I was going through my camera roll and trying to decide what photos would work on these layouts. Sometimes it's the colors, you know, that I'll look for. Sometimes it's the embellishments, you know, that gives you the hint of, you know, what you want to scrapbook on there. And I've talked in my recent videos about how sometimes one of the titles can, you know, give you a clue of maybe who you want to scrapbook or what. All right. So when you cross the cattle guard into the back of the park, they have elk and buffalo and all kinds of animals back there. And when you walk the park or bike it, you can't go back, you know, in the back across the cattle guard. So that's why I think the tram is one of the best ways to see the park, especially if it's your first time, so that you can... That one is really giving me trouble, isn't it? Lift and get under there. So just lesson learned, right? When you're putting together your workshop layouts, make sure to not put adhesive over where the photo goes so that you can get your pictures underneath there. Lift up our trees. So I would love to know if you've been to Dogwood Canyon Nature Park. I brag about these places to everybody that'll listen because it's just so beautiful. Such a fun place to go and spend the day. Wiggle, wiggle, huh? Get in there. All right, are they all stuck down? So that doesn't take long at all. So the thing that takes the most time is just deciding on your pictures and then, you know, sizing your pictures on your photo app. And so we've got 3x4s, 3x3s, 4x6, 4x6, 3x4. So I print 3x4s 2 on one 4x6 canvas and on the photo app, and then just trim those apart. And the app that I use, you can add the white border or not. Leave that on there. So how fun is that? I'm so excited to get these scrapbooked and from a recent trip, right? And so I'll just add my journaling here and yeah, we'll have another layout completed. So that is number 3. How fun. So what do you think? Have I inspired you to get some photos on some naked layouts this week? So I always talk to my customers and team about naked layouts and try to get photos on my pages, but after teaching classes and creating workshops for the past 28 plus years, I have a lot of naked layouts, and so it feels good to pull some out, get some photos on them, and get those stories told and get them added to my albums, right? So they aren't telling anybody's story just like this. They're beautiful, but they're not, telling our family stories, not preserving our photographs. So this is layout 4, and so this was a bonus layout that I created to go with the workshop. And so this is also at Dogwood Canyon, and so after Kara and I finished our tram tour, we walked around and took some photos, took pictures of us in front of the big waterfall, and then this is the view of the water from the waterfall. And then this one, we're standing in front of that water there, right here. And then this one, we were looking across from the waterfall, and there's a patio out here with umbrellas, and it was such a gorgeous day. The weather was just beautiful. And so there's umbrella tables there. And so we decided to walk around and go have lunch before we left the park. And so we had lunch out there on the patio, and I think I'm going to do a separate layout to show what we had for lunch and all of that. But it was delicious. I had a bison burger, and it was very good. And so I have photos of us at lunch, and so I think I'll save those photos for a whole nother layout. So I think maybe that one there. So this one or this one, like that. So this one is a 5x7, and then 4x4s, 4x4s, and 4x6. So I'm going to go ahead and get those stuck down. So when I was looking at this layout, it was a lot of grays and blues, and I almost thought it, would work for even like my glacier pictures from Alaska. Things like that. And then I added that blue water and blue sky, and I thought they looked absolutely gorgeous with those papers. So this is the front of Dogwood Canyon. It's an old mill when you walk in, so very scenic. Oh. If you like being in nature, if you like walking, hiking, lots of water, creeks and waterfalls. You can also go fishing there. You can have a guide or self-guided and fish there. And so lots to do there. I see lots of families and things, on bicycles. And so if you were local there, that would be so fun to go there often. We just get to go once or twice a year, and I just love it when we go. All right, guys, how fast did we put photos on 4 naked layouts? I just love it. And so it feels so good, right? I think that I'll add some strip journaling here under my photo, just to tell where we were, since there's so many layouts from all of the same things. I said make sure the date's there, the who, what, when, where, right? And so 4 layouts, I'll add my journaling, and then, like I said, take some still shots so I can put on social media so that you can see them. So I'd like to challenge you this week to go find one naked layout, pull it out, print the photos, write a few sentences. Don't wait for the perfect photos. Just finish one story. And I'd love to hear how many naked layouts you bring to life this week. It really does feel good. So I also want to share a tip. So when I'm working on a big vacation or a big trip, I like to go through my camera roll and type up what I think I'm going to scrapbook, each event, and then I can mark them off. I love a good pink highlighter, And so when I came back from Branson from this girls trip, I went through my camera roll and wrote down all the things I thought I would want to scrapbook, and there were 20 things, so at least 20 layouts. Couple I've put like might take 2 layouts to get done, so at least 20 layouts to scrapbook the entire trip if I did it all. And so I shared that with my friend Kara, so she has that as well. But it really helps when you're trying to work on an album or a trip to go through and see exactly what it is that you need to scrapbook, and then maybe even make notes of, you know, what paper you might want to use for that layout, any ideas, sketches. Great to put together some kits if you're going to a retreat or a crop. And so you could put each of those in a, you know, the photos in a separate sleeve, add your sketch, your notes, all that to it. And so you could get through that pretty quickly. So I hope that's a helpful tip for you. I also want to share that I have a 20-page workshop guide for the Exploring Nature Scrapbook Kit. And so I made a few changes to the 3 scrapbook layouts and then created this bonus 4th one. So my guides have a supply list, step-by-step, you know, cutting diagrams, assembly directions, full color photos, all the things. So I'm offering as my gift to you, starting July 31st and running through the month of August. Anyone that places a $50 order on my Stampin' Up website will receive this complete 20-page guide as my thank you gift. So I'll put all the details in the description box below so that you have that. But I'm happy to offer that if you want to create these 8 pages or 4 double-page layouts to add your memories to. So thank you so much for spending a part of your day with me. And remember, your story doesn't have to be extraordinary to be, you know, to be worth remembering. Print your photos, write your story, and preserve your memories. If you enjoyed today's video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I will see you here on YouTube next Friday when I have a new video. Have a great week and go get some naked layouts finished. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.